Hi everyone, how you all doing? Sorry, just a couple of minutes late because I was running around trying to sort the free prize draw out. I was suddenly like, oh, I didn't do it. So I had to get all your names in a hat. How are you, everybody? How are you on this Monday morning? Oh, I can't decide whether it's really nice or not. It's 1 minute it's warm and sunny, next minute it's all grey and horrible out there. So yeah. Did you all have a nice Sunday? What did you get up to? Anything exciting? I'm just going to have a quick run through what we're going to be doing this week, if I can remember. I can't remember already what I'm doing Friday. So we're going to do the Japanese knot bag today, which I'll take you through in a moment. And then tomorrow we're going to do some crochet as usual on a Tuesday, but I'm going to show you how to make some really funky crochet bunting. So I'm going to do that with you tomorrow. Wednesday we've got block of the week, and I'm going to do Dresden plates. I'm going to show you a couple of different ways of doing it. Thursday Sarah's on, and she's going to make some fabric bowl baskets. No, fabric bowl covers, not baskets. The covers to go over bowls. And I can't remember what the rest of the week I'm doing. Can't remember for the life of me. No, it's gone. I'll remember in a minute.
Tablet holder, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, tablet stand on Saturday.
That was Friday, I think.
Was that Friday? I can't remember. Have a look on our Facebook page. There's a post there. Sean put it out, so yeah, you should be able to see what it is, because I can never remember.
Sean will tell us.
Yeah. So we popped a little challenge post up over the weekend to see all your animal makes, and there were some beautiful things on there. I really liked the fact we had a real mixture of. There was some crochet, there was some sewing, there was all sorts on there. You're a talented bunch, you lot are. You really are. So what I thought I'd do is we'd give away one of the little chickens that we did last week, and we'll also give away the knot bag that I've made for the sample for this week, okay? So that's what the prize is going to be for the challenge. So I popped all your names in a hat. There were lots. There were like 60 odd different people, so there's lots and lots in there. We'll give them a good shake and get Drew to poke his hand in. Oh, got it?
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Who is it? It is Andrea Evans. Andrea Evans, if you're watching, lovely, just drop us a message, and so I can get your address. If not, I'll try and go back on the post and tag you in, okay? So those are coming to you. So you'll get the chicken and one of the knot bags that we've done, that we're going to do today. It'll be this one, be the blue one, okay? So this is what we're doing. So we're going to make a Japanese knot bag, okay? So they look like this, okay? And the whole idea is you have one long strap and one short strap, and the long strap goes through the short one like that, and then you carry them, okay? So you can either carry them obviously like that. You can make these shorter so they sit over your wrist, or you can make it much longer so you can actually get it over your shoulder. I'm going to do this medium one. A lot of knitters and crocheters like them because they can use them for knitting bags, and you can actually pull the yarn through and it will unravel and it won't go all over the place. I quite like them. I've got a couple of bigger versions that I keep in my bag for shopping bags and stuff, which is quite, because they roll down really nice and small. It'd also be really good if you are like on holiday and all, and you like little handbags for different outfits. You could actually make different ones, okay? Different ones in all different colours. They're mega quick to do as well, which is nice. I haven't put any wadding or interfacing or anything in this. It's just lined. I like them like that because it means I can fold them up really small to take around with me. But you could absolutely put some wadding in. You could, I mean, we're just using 2 plain fabrics, but you could, use, a charm pack or a mini charm pack or your scraps, and make a piece of fabric first before we cut it out, okay? So this is what we're going to do today. How is everybody? Who's there? Who's saying hello?
So we got Tina, we got Sandra, we got Suzanne, Wendy, Carol, Christine, Anne Davis, those people. Lots
and lots, fabulous. Well, hi everybody, hope everyone's okay. So I've drawn out, there's lots and lots of different ways of doing this. I must have watched about 40 YouTube videos, and we did do this as a class ages ago, but I just wanted to remind myself and then see if there was any ways of making it, the easiest method possible. And it seemed to be every YouTube video I watched put them together slightly differently. Everybody's got their own little spin on it. So I've kind of sifted through them all. I've drawn a pattern, so because a lot of them are drafting your own pattern as well. But I thought, you know, for a quick make, I'll pop the pattern, the template for the pattern, okay, which I've drawn on the website this afternoon, and you'll be able to get that for £2, okay, just like all the isolation block ones. There's no written instructions, but honestly, once you've seen how easy it is, or just watch the video back, okay. But the actual template for it, if you want to make them bigger or smaller, there are lots of YouTube videos out there for making smaller versions, bigger versions, or you can adapt these, okay. So on the template, you can see that I've done it so that it went onto A4 paper so it can be printed out. You would cut this out and you'd line up your dots. So you can see 1 goes to 2, 2 goes to 1. So I would line up my dots like that. Obviously this bit would be cut off, and I would sellotape the pattern together. Okay, I've managed to get it onto 4 pages, so it's not massive for you. So all I've done is sellotape it all together. Okay, like that, so that it all fits. Okay, and I've chosen this fabric we've got in the shop. I don't think it's on the website actually, but I should get it on the website. Because my mum was saying she needs a knitting bag for carrying her knitting around in, so I thought I'd do it in these lovely bright knitting fabrics, and then give her this sample. Okay, so because I'm ending up with a lot of sample bits, all sorts of sampley bits, so I thought I'd do this and actually make some use of it. Now I'm going to cut these 4 all together. Okay, so I'm leaving the fabric folded. Okay, so I've got my selvages over here and I'm leaving it folded. The reason I'm doing that is you want a back and a front, and you want it to be mirror imaged. Okay, if you're going to cut them out one at a time, okay, make sure the second one you flip it. Okay, so but because this is wrong sides together, I'll get my mirror image pieces. All right, so I'm going to lie out my fabrics like this. Where's this one? Lie this one on top. Now I'm just going to go for this with a rotary cutter, okay, because it doesn't have to be mega accurate or anything. Actually, let me just put that over so I can see it. There we go. These were some bits that we had lying around. I'm just going to cut this out with my rotary cutter, okay, but there is nothing stopping you drawing around this pattern using your scissors if you're more comfortable with that. In fact, actually, if I go closer to that edge, I think actually closer to that edge, I've got more usable scrap there. Pin your pattern down. Okay, so I'm going to pin my pattern down through all 4 layers like that, so it doesn't move. Or you could make yourself some chicken pin pattern weights. You could use those little chickens for your pattern weights. Okay. I'm just going to pin this down so it really doesn't move, and one more at the bottom. So who's there, guys? Anybody saying hello?
So Nikki says love the knitting fabric.
Yeah, it's cute, isn't it? It's really cute. We have got quite a lot of it in the shop actually, on the bolts, but I don't think it's on the website yet. I will get that on in the next couple of days, or you can call us. Okay, right, I'm just going to move my chair out of the way so I can actually get round to this. Okay, and I'm going to go for it, and I'm going to use my rotary cutter and cut it out. Okay, so got a nice new blade in there. Just go nice and gently, keeping my fingers away from the blade, and I'm just going to cut out all 4 together. So while I'm cutting, talk to me please, girls and guys. How are you doing?
Kathy Campbell says hello.
Hi. How is everybody? Anybody else? Any questions?
Not so far.
No more questions? Here we go. Okay, so I'm just turning it to make sure that I'm always cutting away from myself, because I don't like that cutting towards myself. It's one of the things on Sewing Bee that makes me cringe. You know, I don't mind cutting out like this, but make sure you're doing it always away from yourself. And keeping your fingers out of the way. Okay. There we go. Around again. Did you all have a nice Father's Day yesterday? Did you get to see anybody? We had a very quiet day. We had did quite a bit of work, but relatively quiet day. We had a bit of a lie-in, which was nice. Ate breakfast and then poodled around. Phil got to just sit around and do nothing, which was nice. I'll just lie that one down flat. And then Drew cooked for us in the evening, didn't you, Grobes?
Yeah. Sandra asks, how would you change the size? Just trim off the seam allowance.
You could absolutely. I would use this as a template. If you wanted to make it bigger, you would just add maybe like 2 inches all the way round. Make this strap longer. Okay. If you wanted to make it smaller, I would just measure in. You know, just literally with a ruler. You measure in. Maybe if you want it like, you know, 1 inch smaller all around or 2 inches, and then gradually just redraw the pattern. Okay. You can, like I said, on YouTube, there's lots and lots of different videos about drafting your own patterns for this. But if you want to make it bigger or smaller, there are ways you can do it quite easily. Okay, so I'm just going to go around this curve like that. There we go. Okay, so that's my front pieces, because I want 2 for the front and 2 for the back. So I'm going to just unpin this. But yeah, I would just use, you know, you could just measure in. If you want a smaller one, measure in and then just gently redraw it. Okay, and like I was saying, if you wanted longer straps or shorter straps, I would just either add on or shorten this one. Okay. So
Karen asks, what are you making? I missed the start.
All right, we're making one of these little Japanese knot bags. Okay, like this. Okay, so it's the whole idea is one of the ones you can sit back down. Just realised I'm still stood up. So you've got like a long strap and a little short strap, and that literally feeds into there. And there's your shopping bag. So you can either use it as a tote bag if you go popping shopping. You can have it over your wrist. If you're knitting or crocheting, you can use them as like wool holders, or you can make this longer to go up and over your shoulder. Okay. So what I've now got is 2 front pieces and 2 back pieces. Okay, and you can see by keeping the fabric folded, I've got the mirror. Let me just move this one out. I've got the mirror images that I need. Okay, you see that they're now the mirror images that I need. Okay, because they're the other way round. So nice and simple start. We're going to put them right sides together. And of all the methods I looked through, because there were lots and lots out there, and everybody seemed to have a slightly different way of putting it together, this was the one that I kind of went, yeah, that makes the most sense to me and is the easiest. Okay, so I'm going to pop these together. I'm going to pin the top of the straps, so make sure that those line up like that, and pin the top of the strap there. Okay. And there's one other little thing you need to do. Let me grab my ruler, okay? Because we're going to be stitching round this curve, but you don't want to stitch up too high. So if you measure 1 inch down, hopefully you can see this. So I'm measuring 1 inch down from where the U sort of shape is here. So I'm measuring 1 inch down, and I'm going to pin it on the edges. So if you just go that way, Drew, I'm going to pin it on the edge here, where that 1 inch kind of rolls along to, and pin on the edge here like that. I'm not going to sew past those pins, so I'm going to start here and I'm going to go all the way around and end here. Okay, we're also going to stitch across the top of this strap, just the top here and just the top there, and I'm going to do exactly the same on the lining fabric as well. Okay, so I'm just going to pop a pin in the bottom just to hold that all in place, and then we're going to do exactly the same on the lining. So right sides together, lining like that. Nice thing about these bags is they're completely reversible as well. You can I could have it like the white side out or the dark side out. You just literally flip them through. Okay, so line those up. So I've got all my raw edges together like that. And again, I'm going to be sewing the top of the straps. And then if I turn this, hopefully you guys can see part better. I'm going to measure 1 inch down, line up my inch there. And I'm going to pop a pin in that side, so that's an inch down, and a pin in that side. Okay, and again on the lining I'm going to start at this pin, so all the way round up to that pin. Okay, so over to the sewing machine. Let's move all this out of the way. Okay. Right, so I'm just going to start by just doing the top of the straps and then go all the way around, okay? I'm using edge of foot. You can use 1/4 of an inch, whatever you like, really. It really doesn't matter. I'm just going to use the edge of my foot on this one, okay? Actually, I'm just going a bit close there. So, while I'm doing the stitching, how's everybody doing? What are you up to? Anything?
Linda had a lush day, had ice cream, and I saw the sea.
Ah, nice. Oh, I miss going out and doing stuff. It's horrible, isn't it? Yeah, we did. We had a really, really nice quiet day yesterday. I did have to get some work done, but the majority of it was nice and quiet. Slash.
Christine says, have you named her yet?
I haven't named her yet. No, she's not spoke to me yet about what she's called. I don't tend to name my machines, but I feel like she needs a name. I don't know. Haven't decided yet. It'll come to me. Probably bloody sewing machine when I've had a row with it, when I've gone wrong. This won't be her fault, it'll be mine. There we go. So I'm just keeping the edge of the foot, edge of the fabric right on the edge of the foot, all the way round, like that. I'm just slowing down a bit to get into my curves.
Sandra asks, how is your new machine behaving?
She's, well, touch wood, she's amazing. She's been behaving very, very well. It's so quiet. It's so quiet. To be honest, haven't really done much. Mind you, I did do a bit of free motion on it yesterday. I did a bit of free motion embroidery on it yesterday. But I haven't really had a chance to have a play with it because we've been so busy. So I don't think I've got off about 2 different stitches at the moment. Okay, so take those pins out. And all I've done, like I was saying, is do those top 2 straps there, and I've sewn from where the pin was all the way round to the pin. I'm going to do exactly the same on the lining piece.
Sandra says Covey as a name.
Covey. Oh, no, I'm not sure I want to be reminded constantly of this. Okay. She's quiet though. And really smooth to sew with, which is really nice. So. There we go. Cut that one off. So that's the 2 straps done. And then again, I'm going to go right the way round. So, and I backstitch just a little bit at the beginning, just to, oh, don't hit a pin. There we go. All the way around, just keeping the edge of that fabric on the edge of the foot, just slow down a weeny bit as I get into the curve, just to make sure that I can bring her around, and then out the other side. And you will be surprised about how quick these are. I mean, they are ridiculously quick to do. Again, it's one of those things, if you're trying to reduce your carbon footprint a bit and stuff, you could use as gift bags if you wanted to, because it's a usable present afterwards as well. There we go. So just get to where that pin is and reverse. Okay. There we go. So I'm going to head back over this side a second. You want to just clip round those curves a weeny bit to make it lie nice and flat, okay? So I'm just going to clip in, just on the curvy bit. You don't need to go down the sides, but remember when you're clipping into your curves, don't hit that stitch line, okay? So I'm just clipping in to reduce that bulk a bit on that curve there, and then again on this one here. There we go. Round that one. So You've been a little bit busy on the website as well. Remember, if you had the newsletter, there was an offer on there, which went live very early this morning. So don't forget to take, if this is stuff you need, don't forget to take advantage of that this week, okay? Because it is just for 1 week only. It'll just be till Saturday, I think. Okay, so I've clipped around that curve and again around this one, just to ease that, allow that fabric to ease round a little bit better.
Sandra said I made a cover / table mat for my machines, but it's a bit slippy, especially when I lift my machine up. What can I do to prevent that happening?
What, the sewing mat slip? What, this bit here is slipping, is it? As you lift it, that moves? I don't know, lovely. I've got some of that stuff. I think I bought it in biology. You can buy it's like, it looks like a netting type thing, and I think they put them on like car dashboards to sit your phone on to stop your phone sliding around. You could maybe put some of that underneath your sewing mat. That might stop it moving. Maybe some felt. Maybe felt can be a bit more sort of tactile, can't it? So, right. Okay. I'm now going to turn my lining right sides out, so turn it all the way through like that. Okay, and the straps.
And see, if you've got a glue gun, you can get me little glue pellets and let it dry and stick them on there, and they...
That's true, yeah. Yeah, if you use a hot glue gun, you can just put some little dots on the back of the sewing machine mat. Obviously leave it up till they're dry, and that helps. They work a little bit like the non-stick things on this. So I'm just going to give that a very, very quick gentle little press just to make sure that that's all nice and flat, because I've turned it inside out. So I'm just going to sort of roll that seam out, make sure it's, see, like there, it's not, get my fingers in there, get that seam right out. Okay, like that. Give that a good poke and a prod like that. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to put this inside the outer, okay, so that you've got right sides together. So you want to shove that in there like this, okay, and line it all up. So first thing I want to do is line up. So we're going to be thinking about this internal, this U shape here, okay. So I would line up my strap seams like this. Make one go one way, one go the other, and pop a pin in like that, and then line up the other one this side and make sure that got that opposite ways. So I'm lining up those two seams, the seam of the lining and strap and the seam of the outer strap, okay. And then if you hold on to it, I find if you give it a bit of a shake, oh, come here, doesn't want to go, give it a bit of a shake, make sure it's all sat down nice and neat. And then we want to pin together this like U shape here, which is like the neck of the bag. So make sure that you're not catching the other side. Just pop a couple of pins in like this, just to make sure that it doesn't move and it's all lined up. I'm only find my words. I'm only putting a couple in, but you can put more in if you want. Entirely up to you on how confident you are about keeping it all together. Okay, I'm just going to pop another one in there, and another one in there.
Heather asks, how much fabric do I need to start sewing, just to sew the sort of size bag you're making?
This one, I've got 35 centimetres, so 1/3 of a metre of 2 fabrics. But remember, it doesn't have to be necessarily the same back and front. Or you could like sew 2 fabrics together and then, and then put the pattern on afterwards. So like one side would be one would be the other. You can play around with it. But if you just want 2 single fabrics, one on the outside, one on the inside, I had 1/3 of a metre. Okay. Oh, my pins come out already. Here we go. So over to the sewing machine. Like this. Okay. And then I'm going to take the box bit off because I need to be able to get this piece here in under my machine. Okay. Now we're going to stitch all the way round the whole thing. Okay, so both sides. So I'm going to start at the top one of the straps. I'm going to come down like that, up over the other strap and down the other side. Okay, so you're going to stitch all the way around. Again, I'm just going to use edge of foot. What what seam allowance you use is entirely up to you, but edge of foot is about right on this. Okay, and I'm literally just going to line up that fabric on the edge of the foot again, like that, and go all the way around. Round that U shape in the centre. I'm just slow down a weeny bit, just so I can turn it a little bit, because that's quite a tight little curve there. So just go slow and steady as you're going around the bottom of the U. I'll just turn it and pivot it. Back up the other strap. And this is why I've taken the box of the machine off, so I can kind of get over the arm of the strap. All the way down the other side. I'm just going to keep going until I meet back up. Okay, just get around that curve. It's just moved just slightly. Come on. There we go. Got it. All the way down this side. Keeping the edge of the fabric on the edge of the foot, and whip back up that side until I'm back to where I started. Okay, and then I'm going to just backstitch just to secure it. Okay, take all my pins out, like that. If, I use, going back to the sewing machine mat, Sandra, I use Bosal in this one, and I have to say it kind of ends up sticking to the table. I don't know if that's because it always stays there or not, I don't know, but it doesn't seem to move very much. So, right, okay, let me move that out of the way a second. So what we've done, as you can see, is stitched all the way round there, all the way round, keep going, keep going, keep going, and stitched all the way round to there. Okay, you want to clip your curves again. Clip these little internal curves. Right, so
Jenny says there's a machine. There's a setting on the machine where the foot comes up and the needle stays down when you take the foot off the pedal.
yes, there is. Yes, I've seen that. I need to. I read that in the manual. I haven't found it yet. But yeah, you take your foot off the pedal, it stops, doesn't it? I need to sort that. But yeah, thanks, Jen. Just haven't had time to play with her, which would be a lot easier than trying to find the button, up and down button, wouldn't it? So I'm just cutting into those curves.
Suzanne says your machine is very musical.
It's very musical. Oh, what, all the little buttons with the doo-doo-doo, doo-doo-doo, yeah. Singing to me. There we go. So, just clipped into those really tight corners there. Now, we're going to pull it all the way through. Doesn't matter which way you pull it through, but this is a much bigger hole, so I'm going to pull it through that one. It's easier. Okay, all the way through like this. Turn it inside out. Just keep pulling in, pulling in, pulling until it's all right sides out, like that. Okay, and where's that strap? There's the long strap. Okay, and then we're going to put the lining inside the main bag. Okay, like that. Now you should have something that looks like this with these big holes just here, okay, on both of the straps. So we're going to go back to the ironing board, or I'm going to shift you to here. And what we want to do now, so the first thing I'm going to do is just roll the seam that is been sewn, roll that between my fingers and give it a little mini press. Okay, you will find this much easier on an actual ironing board because you can put that over the edge of the ironing board. And can't really do that on my mat, so it's do you know what I mean? Actually put the ironing board over the edge of this. No, this over the edge of the ironing board is what I mean. Okay, so this is just the long strap. Okay, so what I'm doing is just ironing that seam out first. Okay, all the way around like that, all the way down to there. Make sure it's all nice and pressed out, which it now is. And this bit here, this open bit here, okay, we're now going to turn a little seam under and top stitch to close it all up. So the easiest way I've found to do this is to open it back out like that to start with. Move those out. And then on one side only, I'm going to just turn a little hem. So what's that, about 1/4 of an inch hem, okay? And I'm going to just iron in. It's just a single fold, it's not a double fold hem. Okay, just going to iron in down to there. So can you see that's the side seam there? So I've just gone down to there, okay, and then go round the top of the strap like that. Okay, and I'm going to go all the way round. So talk to me, ladies, while I'm doing this bit of ironing. Okay, because this is a little bit dull. It's just ironing in a hem all the way round.
Sandra says, I wonder if my machine has that. Is Inverse? Is that how I'm pronouncing it? Inverse. 1300. And then Jenny said it's on the top right hand side of the screen. The button which... I
saw that the other day.
Which shows a foot with a needle.
Yeah. Yep. Do you want to just carefully come round to the front a second, just while I'm doing this bit of ironing? Because somebody said the other day, they wanted to see, just don't look at all my mess, they wanted to see the see the front of the machine. So I think it's that button there that you're talking about, isn't it, Jen? That one at the top there. And I think that means that when I take my foot off the power, I did read about it in the manual, but I haven't played with it yet, that the foot will automatically come up, but the needle will stay down. So... Right, so I've done all the way around the front of that fabric. I'm going to do exactly the same around the lining as well. So I'm going to pop a little hem, same size hem, on the lining fabric too. Okay. Just go all the way around this one. Like this. Anybody else chattering away there while I'm doing this? Because it's not very interesting watching me iron.
Kathy says, I can't talk today.
Can't talk today.
Looks very easy to make.
It is. These are really, really easy to make. Really, really simple. I think this is probably the most tricky bit, is doing a bit of ironing. Okay, so I've ironed a hem in. Hopefully you can see this now. I've ironed a little hem in all the way round on the black, and a little hem in all the way round on the white. Excuse me. And then going to tuck the lining back inside like that, and we're going to line up these edges. Okay, so I tended to start with that bottom bit there. Okay, so that's the side seam on both of them, and make sure that that's together, and pop a pin in there, hold that together, and then if you do the same on the top, find those top seams and line those up. And actually I'm going to grab my clips, because this is one of those times where actually clips are sometimes a bit easier. And then I'm just going to line up those two edges like that. So can you see that folded edge is going against that folded edge there, like that. So I'm going to pop a couple of clips in there, there.
Jenny says, yeah, that's correct. I missed that on my little machine.
Ah, cool. Yeah, it's I'll have to have a play with it, Jen. And then we're going to go round that one like that. Just clip these together. And make sure all this is.
Yeah, you said it would make it easier to iron with tailor's ham.
Yes, it might do actually. Yeah, you could use a tailor's ham to iron it. I mean, it's not particularly difficult. Once you've done it once, it is quite easy to do. And what we're going to do now is we're going to top stitch all the way round there to enclose that, okay? I'm going to take it back over to the machine. And slide her under. There we go. Okay, and then we're just going to go for it. Now, I'm going to move my needle over. You want about an 1/8 of an inch, 16th to an 8th of an inch from the edge. Okay, so I'm going to move my needle over. There we go. So I'm right close to the edge of the fabric, and that will enclose all those edges and stitch them all down. Okay, so I'm just going to go nice and slow and steady and go all the way round until I hit the side point where the side seams meet. Okay, so I've got to sort of, you know, do little bit by little bit because you're going around a circle. When I get to the point where the side seams meet, leave your needle in, lift your foot and pivot up the other side of the strap. Okay, like that, and then the rest of it's just a circle. So you're just going to keep going around this side. Ooh, there we go, hopefully you can see this, girls and guys, like that. And back up the other side. Taking my clips out as I go. Slow it down a wee bit, I'm going a bit fast for taking the clips out. There we go, nearly back to the top. There we go, and then just reverse. Okay, so you can see now, oh, let me take that pin out because I don't need that anymore, hopefully you can see. I've just top stitched all the way round that edge, and that's enclosed that big hole there. Okay, you would then top stitch all the way round the central edge. Oh, sorry, no you wouldn't, ignore that totally. We're going to do exactly the same on this short strap. Okay, so I'm going to iron the hems in. So let me just open this out, it would be make life easy, wouldn't it? So I've done that side, and then I'm going to, just like we did on the other one, if you pull this open, it's a lot easier to iron them individually. Okay, so again, I'm just going to fold over that little seam allowance like I did on the long strap, like that. And fold it in. Everybody okay? Any comments there?
No, not sincerely.
No? Cool. I did like seeing all your animal makes. There was some amazing stuff on there. Really was some really funky stuff. We've got some very talented sewers out there. Okay, so there's the black one. Okay, and then the white one, just like we did the other side. So there we go. And we're going to be doing some filming for a Chanda this afternoon. So as soon as we're done here, Drew and I are going back over to the shop, meeting Sarah over there, and getting the Hachanda filming done, ready for Thursday. Okay, so there we go. So ironed in my little hems, fold it back under like that, just like we did the long one. Okay. Come on. You right?
Oh, this thing's playing up with me today.
Drew's toy's having a funny 5 minutes. I had some wallpaper samples, well, just while I'm pinning this, I'm just going to chatter inanely at you. I had some wallpaper samples turn up today because after I made him buy wallpaper and paint for the hallway, changed my mind. Don't like the wallpaper that we bought at all. It's really horrible. Now I've seen it on the roll and out flat. Don't like it at all. So I sent off for some wallpaper samples. So I've had 6 come. 2 I've discounted immediately. I think 3 actually I've discounted immediately. And then so I've pinned the other ones up because they've sent quite big samples like that actually. So I've pinned them up in the hallway with blue tack them up, so I can live with them for a couple of days and see if I like them or not. But yeah, made him buy wallpaper. And then the thing is, he should have just got on with it. If he'd have got on with it, I mean, I've had the wallpaper for 8 weeks now. I haven't got on with it. If he'd have got on with it, I wouldn't have been able to change my mind. But I've decided I don't like it now. So fickle. Okay, so just clip that in, and then we're going to stitch down on the machine again. So this is quite a small hole. Okay, you might not be able to get it up and over. If that's the case, the way I found easiest to do it is to not try and fit it over, but to stitch from the line inside. So if you do this, hopefully Drew's getting this, like that, and you stitch from the lining side, you can get round it and look nice and neatly. Okay, so I'm just going to top stitch down this way. You have got to be a bit slow and steady with this in order to get round. Okay, because it is quite a small gap, and then when I get to the seam, I'm going to stop, lift my foot, and then pivot round to the other side. I'm hoping you ladies and gents can see this, because it's quite fiddly, this bit. It's not fiddly, that's a lie. It's quite easy to do. It's fiddly to film. I'm hoping Drew's getting it for you. There we go. Up this side. This side. There we go. All the way around until I get back to the very beginning, like that. Back stitch. Okay, so the last little thing, which I won't do now because I'm aware of time, is you would then just top stitch all the way round that centre line as well. So just like you did when you put it together, you just top stitch all the way around there too. Okay, so I'm just going to take that pin out, give it a quick press, and obviously, you know, clip off your ends and stuff. And I would just top stitch like I've done on this one. If I just get this one for you, I top stitch. Can you see I've just top stitched all the way around there? Okay, doesn't need it, but it just helps it lie a little bit flatter. Okay, so I'm just going to iron this one out a second. There we go. Iron that out nice and flat. And give it a good press, and actually on an ironing board where I can get this over the end of the ironing board, it'll make it a lot easier. So that is your Japanese knot bag. Okay, so this bit would then go through like that, and there it is. Okay, really, really simple. You can then play with them as you can with most patterns. I would, you know, like I said, you can make the straps longer. I saw one on YouTube where she'd done used a charm pack and made, like, rather than it being curved, she'd done like 4 by 4 and then added another 1 square for the little strap, and then I think it was 3 squares up, so you had that sort of shape but squared. Sorry, I've got hiccups. Squared off, and she'd done a charm pack and made a really big bag, which was really nice. And she boxed the corners as well to make it a bit more roomy inside. But there's lots and lots of things. You could put wadding in them. I could have wadded and quilted up the top before I put it together. Nice thing about them is that because the only seams are under here, they are completely reversible. You've got no seams showing at all. Okay, they are completely reversible. So you could have it that way out if you wanted to, because there's no, like, normally with a bag in the lining you've had to like hand stitch it, haven't you? But this time they are completely reversible, so I could have it that way round if I wanted. But it'd be a brilliant way of using up some scrappy bits and little pieces you've got there. You know, you'd probably get them out of a fat quarter. You might if you adjusted the size a little bit, you get them out of a fat quarter. So any questions or anything there, guys?
She says looks great, straightforward to make. Thank you.
Really, yeah, really nice little easy one for you.
I don't know who it is, but it says White Gecko. It says Fabrics, either Sarah or Sean. I'm assuming it's Sarah because Sean's watching. Kate says that's brilliant, thank you. Angela says I'll have to have a go at one of these.
Yeah, they are really. Like I said, I'll put to make one this size, I've done a template for you, and you can use that template as your base if you want to make it bigger or longer or whatever, or smaller. But I'll pop it on the website, and I'll be just £2 for your template. I haven't done a written pattern because, like I said, there are hundreds of tutorials out there. You've now got this one as a tutorial. To be honest, I don't think you'd really need a pattern once you've kind of got the paper template. It's relatively straightforward to do. So
I was wrong. It was Sean.
Ah. Okay. Sean can type and watch at the same time, you know.
Yeah, but she's
not a man.
I think she's got. It's because Sean. He's got a bubble on the top of the corner.
Fair enough. Cool. Yeah, I will get these fabrics onto the website, but you can call us if you did want these ones. There's little cats knit in it as well, if you're a cat person. My mum's not particularly a cat person, so that's why I didn't use that one. But yeah. Cool. I will be back tomorrow then, guys, with some crochet. We're going to do some bunting tomorrow, so it's quite a nice little pattern, and it starts as a circle, and then I'm going to show you how to turn it into a triangle, and then we can put a tassel or whatever, and you make lots of them for bunting. Brilliant for using up lots of little bits, you know, when you end up with a little bit of a ball of wool left, because they'd be pretty in lots of different colours. So so we're going to be back tomorrow for that, and I'm going to go and do some, well, Drew's going to be doing some filming. I'm going to be helping Sarah prep to do the Hajanda videos this afternoon. So, yeah, busy day again. Don't forget the newsletter offer, and I'll be back tomorrow. Any other last questions before we go, love?
Catherine says I'm going to make one. Thanks,
go for
both.
it. Go for it. Yeah, like I said, I'll put the pattern on immediately for you onto the website as soon as I get back over to the shop. So, cool. Right, bye then, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.